Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of the Chelsea Fan TV preview show, the CFTV preview show with myself and Kev as well. Listen, guys, I think actually the light looks better, to be fair, Kev. I do think the light looks better.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it looks better.
Okay, no worries.
But yeah, it kind of gives you like a magical, like it looks really good at the top. I don't know. Do you agree with me, guys? Let us know in the comments.
Yes.
I think it looks pretty good. Um,
Yeah.
Listen, before we start off, shout out to the sponsors, Match Bingo. You've got to be over 18 to play. So if you're under 18, maybe you should skip this part of the video. But if you're not, this is a good game for you. This is your last chance. There will not be another chance to play Match Bingo. Uh, not with Chelsea Fan TV at least. This is the last Premier League game that they're going to be sponsoring us for, which is a little bit sad. But at the same time, it's been a good few months of Match Bingo. They've helped the channel a lot, and we've tried to help them as well. So if you want to help the channel, help Match Bingo, click the link in the description, give it a go. Let us know how you get on. We have a couple of people that have won some good money, and ultimately, it's just a bit of fun. So let us know how you get on. But listen, we're going to get straight into it, Kev. I mean, Bournemouth at home on the final day. The momentum is with Chelsea. I think that's obvious.
Mhm.
Bournemouth have had sort of an up and down end of the season, but generally it's been a good season for them. They're sitting
Yeah.
comfortably in mid-table, in 11th. A win or even a draw, providing Brighton lose, will take them into the top 10 in the Premier League, and that's a very successful campaign by their standards. So
Yeah.
they do have something to play for, pride, and obviously to try and get in that top 10 spot. But I think there's more on the line for Chelsea than Bournemouth, and really the pressure's on us.
Well, what would I say? Pressure. I think um, the sixth place position's more or less still now. I think if we can win again and Tottenham slip up, maybe it's opportunity to finish fifth place. And who the hell would think after the last few months that we'd finish fifth? So credit to Pochettino, credit to the players for keep on going. We've had so many injuries and so many setbacks throughout the season. But it's just a credit to them for pushing through these last few games and picking at the points and picking up momentum. And look where it gets you. Like I said, we've been saying this for the whole of the season, not just now. We've literally got on the run now. We've been saying if we pick up a little run, pick up a bit of momentum, look where it gets you. And it's took us up until the last 5 games for us to do it. And look where it's taken us into the top 6. So maybe if you'd done it a bit early in the season, we would have been a bit higher up. But you got to see it as injuries have done us wrong. I think the injuries have been as well as a couple of different injuries and little bits of tactical decisions and this and that. But the majority of the season being bad, it's completely on the injuries for me. But
Not
yeah, we
blaming the
move.
managers or, I mean, who? So
Like
you're just
like
saying,
like 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 like, like I just said, a couple of tactical decisions in games. There's been 4 or 5 games where he's got it wrong, but the last 3 games he's got it right. And against Nottingham, the game that I didn't watch too much of the Brighton game, but Nottingham especially, he needed to change it at half time. It was clear to see it wasn't working. It was too down the middle. So he's changed the formation to a 4 flat back 4, which we discussed. It works because we had 3 players on that side. So Cole Palmer was coming to make the 3 with the left wing back, in the left back and the left winger there. And we was coming that side. He was linking up with the right wing and the right back that side. It was causing him headache. So it opened up the pitch. And if we can see that as amateur fans, I'm sure Pochettino needed to sit as well, and he made the tactical substitution, and he done wonders for us. So yeah, he's got me on his side. Um, like I said, it was all down to the European spot. I said if you finish in the European spot, he keeps his job. If not, see you later. And it's looking like we've to be fair, mate, we've overachieved. When you look at it, I'd be happy with a top 8 position. We 6th place. We can finish 5th place. That's overachieving, irrespective of the massive change rounds we've had. With everything behind the scenes at the club. For us to go to Wembley twice and finish in the top 6, it's a successful season. Anyone that thinks it's not, clearly delusional. So credit to Pochettino, ways, and credit to yourself, Alex, for being patient. Everyone else wanted his head. He kept by it, and okay, trust the process is a big word for me, but I look at things right now and it's good. It's good, and I think the building blocks are there for us to continue on for next season. If we keep Pochettino, I think he deserves to keep his job. I think we've built. What can I say? We've built a good mentality within the team. There seems to be a good, what's the word, atmosphere within the team coming at Chelsea at the minute. And it's down to Pochettino what he's done with the players. So credit to him. And I've kind of like gone, I was over that side of the fence, but maybe I fell back onto that side of the fence. So well done.
Oh man, I appreciate the credit. You didn't have to say that, but I mean, yeah. Do you know what? It's hard, isn't it? When you look at the season, it's very easy to just say this is shit and the manager's got to go. But I also think at times football fans, I'm not even just saying Chelsea fans, football fans are very lazy and they lombard everything on the manager. And I believe this for every club, majority of clubs. Now, obviously, sometimes there are scenarios where the manager has to go. But if we look at this season, for example, Pochettino is not the only manager that I would say this with. I would say the same thing with Postecoglou at Tottenham. I don't think that he should be sacked based on their recent results. Yep. There are people who are calling for his head because they've had a really bad run, Tottenham, recently. I don't think Ten Hag should be sacked unless Thomas Tuchel comes in. He's the only manager for me that can be considered an upgrade. Apart from that, I actually think Ten Hag is a really good manager. I said previously when I was speaking with Beth from the United Stand, I would take Ten Hag if we sacked Pochettino. Now, I don't want us to do that, but if we did sack him, then I would take Ten Hag. So what I say about Poch is not a bias towards him or anything in particular. It's just looking at the situation, man. And ultimately, people look at footballers as robots and they look at the money and they think that we're going to get instantaneous success. But we're looking at human beings, and human beings need time. If you're in a relationship, you don't get married straight away the majority of the time. There are exceptions. There are Cole Palmers, but a lot of the time,
I've heard that I've heard you pop the question to your other half, Rach. I'm joking.
I'm joking. Oh mate, I mean, yeah, man. It's one of those things. Like it all correlates, and that's my point. What I said was never anything other than just trying to make sense of it.
Patience, Alex, and you know what it is. I think it's because we all human beings. We all follow fashion. This is what it is. We all follow fashion. A new brand comes out. Never heard it before. You see someone wearing it. Oh, I'm gonna go and buy it. When you see a few people wearing it, posh out. And the influence gets into your head and you start becoming like everybody else. It's just how it is. We're all human beings. We follow fashion. And I was always looking at it from my own angle. Never was following what other people were saying. And it got to the point against Middlesbrough, I had enough. Middlesbrough away, that was the final straw because, as we remember, I was due to come to that game. If my van wasn't playing up, I was going to drive up the motorway to Middlesbrough. And I would have been really peed off. So got to the point where, yeah, I was fed up with it, but it's turned it around. And like you said from day one, patience prevails. Like you can't expect things to happen overnight. And I put my hand up now and say, yes, I was very quick to pull the trigger on him and say, you know what, enough's enough. But it's come back out punching through, isn't it? Like, you know, he was down and out and he's got back up and he's fighting to the last rounds. And look where we are now, 6th place. successful season, regardless of anyone. No one can say this is not a successful season. We've been to Wembley. I have never been to Wembley before. I've missed out on one opportunity. Then I got another opportunity after. We've been to Wembley twice. It was very close, that close from getting to the final. We was that close from winning the final. Not too far away from a Champions League spot when you look at it in a big picture. Like if we'd picked up points against Brentfords and Burnleys and them games where we should have won, we would have been a lot closer to Villa than what you think. So all in all, mate, it's been a successful season. I think now, like I said from the start, I think we can ship a few players out on loan or whatever, and just bring in a core, like a 4 experienced pros throughout that team. Mate, there's no doubt in my mind that we'll be finishing the top 4 next year. And it's, what's the word? It's progression. Simple as that, it's progression. Well, we finished mid-table, finish in the top 6, top 4, and maybe the season after, we're looking at winning stuff. And this is what we said this time last year when we stood outside Etihad. And you asked me the question. I think you said to me, what will be a successful season next year? I said top 8. With Achiever. And you said, how long do you think it will take for us to be challenging? I said 3 or 4 seasons. So we were on the way to achieving that target. And I think the board members obviously going to get things right. I think the injuries this season have been abysmal. That's what's cost us. The injuries have been totally shocking. We ain't going to go nowhere with the medical team we've got now. They need shipping out. We need changing. We need to bring in the right people behind the scenes. I've heard that we've got someone from Brentford, some set police analyst from Brentford we've just got today. So
we've got their basically their set piece coach, who's renowned as one of the best in the business.
And Brentford are well renowned for being probably one of the best set piece teams in the league. So we're doing the right little things at the right times. I think set plays, medical stuff next year, keep Pochettino, sign 4 more players, top 4's there for the taking. So all in all, mate, it's been a successful season. And I say 4 weeks ago, I never thought I'd be saying this to you. I didn't think we'd finish higher than 10th. So for us to be sitting here now saying 6th place, potentially 5th place, 2 trips to Wembley, what a season we've had.
Mate, look, I'm not sitting here saying it's been the greatest season, but when I said this when we reached the Carabao Cup final in the first place, when I said that this is a successful season, it wasn't because that is the Chelsea standard. It's all because of where we came from. And ultimately, all you can ask for season upon season is for your team to improve. And if you feel like you're going in a better direction slowly, I can't really criticize it as long as we're moving there. If we're going there quickly, even better. But one thing about a slower process is it's a more sustainable one. And I think there's a number of managers who have proven that. I think Jurgen Klopp's a great example. I think Arteta's a great example. I think Pochettino's a great example. So there's lots of managers that don't necessarily start off the best as it stands. I mean, Pochettino talked about his troubles at Tottenham when he first come in. He said it wasn't a great first season. We know Jurgen Klopp wasn't amazing his first year. And eventually you just get a grip on things. For me, the first season, it's just a way of getting to know your team. If you don't know the squad, there's 2 ways you can go about it, right? You go out there and you try and win straight away, which you obviously try and do anyway. And you push your team to the brink where the dressing room either love you or hate you, depending on the success you're having. Or you go in with an approach of looking at these guys as human beings, and if they can't do what you want them to do, you can't force them to do any better because that's what they're capable of. And I think a lot of the players have been restricted in that sense. I think when Sterling's your most senior player, and you've got players as rubbish as him,
Thiago Silva.
You know, you've got that's true. Higher Cerner than Sterling. Then it's difficult because you've got young players looking up to a player like Sterling. I'm using him as an example. And for me, a lot of the young players are better than him anyway. Not on paper, but from what I've seen in a Chelsea shirt, and that's still not good enough. I've seen good things from Mudryk. I've seen good things from Madueke. I've also seen some horrible things. The only player who came in, well, there's been a couple. Gusto and Palmer, I think, have been exceptional. I think Madueke's had a good, sorry, not Madueke. I think Nicholas Jackson's had a good first season. I love Petrovic. There's a lot of positives that we could have taken, irrespective of where we finished, because of the individual performances. And that was always going to be the case, but people don't want to talk about that unless we're doing well. So
that's what it's about, though. Ultimately, Alex, it's about unique precision and and finding form, finding consistency. It doesn't matter about individual performances. We're talking about a team, collective. When you look at it from the outside, it has been fairly good. Individuals, there's a couple of players thrown out, obviously your Palmers and your Gustos, like you just mentioned. I think a couple of players that could have done a lot better. But all in all, for a manager's first, Pochettino's come in under a lot of pressure. He's come in on the back foot, let's say. The team being all over the place, top to bottom. Ex-Tottenham, all that behind him as well. So he had it all against him. And he's come out, like I said, he's come out fighting. And fair play to him. I haven't given the guy any credit all season because it's been hard for me to do that. Knowing that he's been an ex-Tottenham boss, he's had to do a lot for me to even say fair play. But we're here now, nearly 5th place. Imagine if he takes his whole team out and we finish 5th, which is on the cards. Amazing achievement. Like I said, it's not been all smooth throughout the season, but we finally started to see something in the last few games, and it doesn't matter. Well, like I said, the season is not a sprint; it's a marathon. And you got to imagine, I used to be a long distance runner, but I was quick all the way through. I was good. It's in the blood. I could go 2 laps running. Some people used to start off
Jamaican blood, mate.
Jamaican blood. There you go. So some people used to start off slow and then speed up towards the end and overtake the people that have started off fast. So look at Tottenham. Whoom. Off the blocks by January, they thought they won the league. We started off slow and now we're doing the Mo Farah and we're overtaking them. Like I keep saying to people, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we've done well to be in the position where we are. And all credit goes to the lads, really, for bringing it back.
No, I mean, there's still one more game, Kev. So we'll try and get on to Bournemouth. I mean, European football is pretty much sealed. I don't know why there is, but there seems to have been some confusion from my side. But yeah, I mean, the 2 Europa League places. This is just from the Premier League website. So you've got the 5th place team in the Premier League qualify for the group stage, or the 6th place team of the top 5 clubs qualify for the Europa League as above. But obviously 5 clubs haven't qualified because we didn't do well in the European in Europe in terms of English sides. So we'll have 4, and that means that it will just be the top 5, and then the 6th team will get that Europa League spot, as far as I'm aware. So if we win this and Newcastle drop points, United drop points, that's fantastic for us. We have guaranteed European football because, well, whatever happens, we're going to at least get Europa Conference League.
No. If City beat United, we get Europa League.
Is it?
City
beat
United.
No. Because obviously, if we finish in front of Tottenham,
if we finish 6th place and City beat United in the FA Cup final, we get Europa League.
I don't know why. Yeah. I should know this. Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Right? You know, when you've been following football for a long time, Kev, and you obviously about the Champions League rules, and you knew about the top 5, and then they added in the Europa League, and then they added in the Conference League. Honestly, I'm just a bit out of date with it. If I'm totally honest, Conference League's not really something I've
heard it it's come up a couple of times in conversations when I've watched BBC, BBC Sport or Talks, whatever I watched. I've heard the conversation come up a couple of times, and they're saying, if City beat United, which we all want to happen anyway, City beat United in the FA Cup final, and the Europa League spot goes to the 6th place. So even if we finish 6th place, it's City who will more or less beat United anyway. We'll get
I
Europa
don't
League.
know,
It's
mate.
fantastic.
Everyone's counting United out. I really
You never know.
wouldn't be so sure. I
You
wouldn't
never
because,
know.
as I said, I think that Ten Hag is not a bad gaffer. I think he's working with bums at United, a bit like
Definitely.
Pochettino has worked with bums
Mm,
a lot of the time this season. When I say bums, I don't mean every player, obviously, but I
yeah.
just mean there should be better players at his disposal than
Mm,
there are. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I mean, going into this game at Stamford Bridge, it's going to be Thiago Silva's last game in a Chelsea shirt.
mm,
What a club legend. I mean, I met the guy. He doesn't speak English or anything. He's friendly enough.
mm,
But he embodies everything that Chelsea fans want from players. He embodies
yeah.
anything that a football fan wants from a football player. He's
Yeah.
not a dislikable guy, certainly not a dislikable player, and he's been at the top of the game over 20 years. And
Mm.
you have to take your hat off to a man that has given everything to football. And the least we can do is give him that good send off that he deserves at Stamford Bridge.
Sad, and unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be there tomorrow. But I'm sure you probably see me crying, a little tear coming down. I'm sure there'll be a lot of tears. It's emotional. What a guy! Like I said, he doesn't speak a word of English, but football's an international language. And when he steps past that white mark, he gives everything for the club. He gave everything for that club. He's come through all the turbulence, turmoil with the club, and he's still here. And he's still here representing his club to his best ability. He may not have wore the captain arms band the last few months, but he's certainly the skipper in that team. Always geeing the players up, always getting in the huddle, and the players have learned from him. And what a guy! There's no words to describe the how thankful we are for him to come to Chelsea, and he's got to go down as probably one of the best free transfers in the history of the club. So yeah, well, there's a couple more to be fair, but in recent times, Thiago Silva's got to go down as one of the best. So all I can say is thank you very much, you know, and all the best in the future. And I'm sure he'll be back in a coach and a management role because I'm sure, as far as I'm aware, his 2 kids are staying in London at the academy. So he's just going for a quick break back in Brazil, finishing off, and I'm sure he'll be back to do his coaching badges. So it's just a quick see you later, and hopefully he's back within the coaching role at the club because we need human beings like that in the club.
Absolutely, mate. And he said that he can definitely see a future at Chelsea, which is fantastic. And yeah, all the best to him. But I mean, Kev, listen, we haven't got that much longer with this preview. Talk to me about the game. I mean, Bournemouth, they've got some good players. I was on with a Bournemouth fan, Craig, not long ago. And there's a few things that we spoke about. We spoke about Milos Kerkez. He's their left back. There's
Yeah,
apparently rumours that
yeah,
Chelsea might be interested in signing him, especially if we got rid of Ben Chilwell. But
yeah.
that's not really been talked about much. They've also got one of the top scorers in the league with Dominic Solanke. He's got 21 goals this season, and Justin Cliver as well, who has been performing very well. He's got 9 goals to his name this season. This is one of the better Bournemouth sides that we're going to be facing in their history, really.
100%. And all credit to the scouting team, really. They don't spend much money, but they seem to get the right players in at the right time, and they've built something there. They got rid of their manager, O'Neill, and that turned a few heads. But the new managers they've brought in Irola, Ariola, is it?
Iriola.
Iriola, yeah. So the Spaniard, yeah, he shoots them to a T. He's coming in, and you can tell when a Spaniard comes in because they got that philosophy, that little keep type, tick-a-tacker kind of stuff, and it's got them in, and they're playing some brilliant football. And like you said, they could potentially finish 10th place, and we've always seen Bournemouth as a relegation team. So for them to finish in the middle of the pack, it's an incredible achievement for them. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy game tomorrow, like you said. The last game, I think they lost 2-1 to Bournemouth, 2-1 to Brentford. Sorry, a late goal by Embria. Wasn't the best of defensive performances by them, but I'm sure they'll be well up for this one. They've got nothing to lose. They come to the bridge to give their fans a clap off, really. The last away game, they're going to come in their numbers and they're going to be well up for it. It's not going to be an easy game. Obviously, like I said, they've got Cliver, Solanke, Christine Cook in the middle. Cook, we all know that he cooks. Thick one, that one. Yeah, so yeah, they're going to be coming to do a job on us, but I think with the form that we're going into the game and the football that we've been playing and the resilience and the mentality that we've seen since that bit of game when we brought it back 3-2 and against Forest, we went 2-1 day and brought it back. I could see a fighting spirit within this team, and I'm sure they'll want to fight to get the 3 points tomorrow because if Tottenham slip up, we've got that 5th spot, and it's an incredible achievement for us to finish 5th. So I can't see anything but a win for us tomorrow.
I think I couldn't agree with you more. I think a win and a clean sheet. I'm saying 2-0 straight out the gates. I think Palmer's going to score. Somebody spoke to me today. He said, what did he say? He said, should I captain Cole Palmer or it was a Heung-min Son? He said, and I said, mate, are you serious? I was like, did you not see Son's sitter against Man City? You're going to trust that man over a guy who scores every week.
He probably missed it. He probably missed it purposely, though. You know, Son doesn't. You never know. Just think about it. You Tottenham.
I don't think he missed on purpose. I think they were just crap on the day.
Just never know. But
you know,
yeah, I said the miss. It was poor. Palmer, what can I say? Young player of the year, fully deserved, and he must have pushed forward and very close for the Premier League Player of the Year as well, because the guy, every time he gets on that ball, he's just special. His touch, his skill, confidence, his vision. I can't say there's been a better signing since Hazard. Literally, there hasn't. And
you know what? Kante was obviously a great signing as well, and I don't think he should be overlooked. But in terms of
attacking,
we've struggled with goals, mate. And to have someone who could carry us, not only scoring goals, but creatively, he's a perfect player, mate. To have a magic number 10 in world football, it's very difficult, mate. Not only is he magical as a 10, he's versatile as well.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good things you can say about Palm.
It is, and it just, for me, like, it doesn't look like he even tries. Like, you know, some players, they have to try. Like, you see him trying. The Palmer is just so cool. Gallagher. It's just like, like Gallagher has to, you have to try. With Palmer, he just picks up positions, his visions, he scans, he pops it through the player's leg. It just makes it look so simple because it's fully. I think that's down to City's philosophy. He's come through the whole of the Guardiola era, and I think it's credit to City that you see in the Foden and Palmer. It's because of the way that City sets up their academy and stuff like that. So it's brilliant to see. So much more from the guy to come, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Euros. I think him, Foden, Saka behind the Kane with Bellingham and Rice behind them as well, mate. If we don't win the Euros, it's on Southgate's head because we've got some of the best players in the world right now. We really have.
100%. I mean, listen, guys, if you agree or disagree with anything me or Kev has said in this video, let us know. It's the last one until next season. So hopefully you've enjoyed the previews. We've tried to do them every week. We've pretty much done it every week. And we've really enjoyed it as well. I mean, Kev, do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, so I'd say thank you all for the support for the channel. You've helped us to grow the channel from 260,000 before the season started, I think it was, and we're now on 217,000. So that's it's massive. The support, even the good and bad things that you say in the comments, we read them, and we take it on board, and just keep on supporting us, keep on supporting the channel. There's going to be a lot more to come next year. So thank you all for watching the videos, and stay safe, and all the best until next year.
All right, guys, have a good one.